Welcome to a new edition of Tom Donahue Reports. Now, there is somebody else that I wanted to acknowledge that I have reposted or retweeted or re-X'd, whatever you want to call it. And she's a new congresswoman. And what a fresh voice and what an authentic representative. And she's very active in letting her constituents know what she's working on. She's not afraid of town hall meetings. She, meets with constituents and on a regular basis. And I've posted some very interesting articles and also in repost from her. And that is Representative Anna Paulina Luna. She represents a district in the great state of Florida. And the work she's doing is absolutely phenomenal in terms of getting to the bottom of these classified cover-ups. And so there's quite a few posts that I've done and repost that relate to her. And she's dynamic, she's authentic, she is an attractive candidate, both in style and substance, that I think you're going to see and hear from, and she's going to go very far. I'm very impressed with the work that she's doing. Now, you compare her natural beauty and not getting all glammed up to Kristi Noem, and I guess okay, I'm going to touch on that now. I was going to try to keep this to more or less a one subject briefing, but as I'm going through my posts on X, and just so you are aware that if you type in Tom Donahue, you'll find me. But when I first started the account, and this was back in 2009. Yeah, I joined October 2009, believe it or not. I used the handle Talker Tom. I've just stayed with that. So it's at Talker Tom. And of course, you could find me by Tom Donahue or Tom Donahue Reports, but that's where you'll find me on X. And I do have that information available at my website at tomdonahuereports.com. Okay, now I'm not the biggest fan of Megyn Kelly. She's done some good reporting and some good programs, whether it been in her previous days on Fox or what she's doing with her podcast. And I think she's got a show on Sirius XM radio. But she and Dana from the Dana show, they absolutely savaged Kristi Noem. I mean, obliterated her. Here is Megyn Kelly actually even posted the video from her radio show and podcast, and she said she's cosplaying ICE agent, meaning, getting dressed up in costume. And she said she just looks absolutely ridiculous. The vest didn't fit. The gun is being pointed at an ICE agent. And then, of course, we've seen her at the Supermax prison for El Salvador with the, with all the deportees, all the illegals that were deported under Trump. But she and I headed to Dana on that particular day, and she went after her for all the extra makeup and the hair extensions and for these photo ops. And I think it's interesting when you got all these new coined terms like cosplaying, meaning costume playing, dressing up in costume. So as you know, I have been highly critical after the finding out from her book that was published about her worthless puppy that she killed. She also killed a goat. I don't know how many other pets or farm animals she decided to kill to show that she's tough. So she's still trying to show she's tough. And I don't know if you're aware of this, but Kristi Noem wanted to become Trump's vice president. And she was in the top 4 at one point until that published book came out, where she pushed very assertively with the publisher to make sure that got in there, that she killed her worthless puppy. Now, there's a lot of ways to show you're strong, but that to me shows that you're just a vile, evil, wicked, despicable piece of garbage, okay? Even though good work that's being done by Kristi Noem, I can never, ever forgive her unless she comes out, and I have posted these things and I've talked about these things, trying to tell you why I have such animus and there's such hostility emanating from me as it relates to Kristi Noem. And it primarily goes back to the animal abuse and the killing of the so-called worthless puppy. If she were to admit guilt, she would perform community service, cleaning out the litter boxes and the dog pounds at the shelters. I could then soften my rhetoric, harsh criticism of Kristi Noem. And the other thing is that putting on this so-called good Christian act when there's quite a bit of supportive evidence, not concretely proved, but many, I mean, even some Fox News hosts like Gutfeld said, just type in Lewandowski and you'll see what I have issues with Kristi Noem. Well, that Lewandowski, remember, was in the first Trump administration, and then now he's her assistant. And it was well known, hardly secret in Washington, that they were spending an enormous amount of time together during Trump's first administration. And by all accounts, she was having an affair, and may still be. I don't know. You know, that is not my major concern. My major concern is animal welfare. I hope that what I share with you is meaningful, worthwhile, and shareable as well. Till we meet again, I'm Tom Donahue for Tom Donahue Reports and The Briefing. Have a great day.